A language can die if the children will stop speaking or using the language. That's really characteristic of the situation of Chavacano today. Because as we know, many of us prefer to talk to our children in Filipino, in Tagalog, or in English. And if we keep on doing that, meaning our children will not learn the language Chavacano anymore. So you think about it. If the newly born children, as they grow up, will not learn Chavacano, and the Chavacano speakers are the older generation, who will speak Chavacano? Wala na.
Well, everybody says Chavacano is corrupted Spanish. As the Spaniards will say when they hear listen to Chavacano, "Qué horror, qué barbaridad." But I always tell them, no, Chavacano is simpler, more direct, and easier than Spanish to use.
Of course, as many of our scholars have mentioned, that the Chavacano is a broken Spanish, for example. Well, basically because it's a product of years of integration of languages and cultures. For example, if in my subject, the social sciences, we talk about the culture, basically our languages are dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. It's one of the aspects of culture. And because it's dynamic, it's free-flowing, there's no concrete or rigid process on such. So basically, Chavacano is a mixture of many languages. Basically, it started from Cavite, and when it's from basically broken Spanish, and then when they were sent here to Zamboanga to build Fort Pilar and to settle down here, so they brought the language, and eventually it's mixed with other languages like Tausug, Bisaya. So there are some words in the Chavacano language that are similar to these languages. So it basically is a mixture already.
Okay. Greetings. Very common to hear people say, Celso Lobregat and others, muchísimas gracias. Actually, kita mga Chavacano, we never say muchísimas gracias. Pwede pa, muchas gracias gayot or God. Pero muchísimas is Spanish. Sa mga baya con Diyos, these are all Spanish terms. But since Chavacano comes from Spanish, people don't really make distinctions.
Cosa el sucks na Chavacano?
Calcitin.
Medyas.
Medyas with calcitin. For example, no, tiyan kasi words ke tapen sa kita nuay na Chavacano. And de berasan, tiyan mag words mga palabra kikiri kita abla nuay gayot na Chavacano. Kay hindi todo palabra tali.
What do young people of today need to learn about?
In Filipino, they say na nasa saloobin yan ng tao. I think the initiative should come from the people. So I think it's values formation. And then I think the second idea there, or perhaps recommendation, is for us to support this mother tongue-based language instruction, which is being promoted by DepEd.
Why should Chavacano be preserved?
Well, first, you talk of heritage and identity. We claim that Zamboanga City is a Latin city, and the foundation of that claim is based on the ability of the people to speak Chavacano, a language that is largely influenced by Spanish. Although, as I've said, there are many Filipino expressions in the language. So it's important for us to preserve our identity. That's second, that's the issue. The practical value of Chavacano. When we promote culture and tourism, tourists, strangers, people visit our place because they find something unique or distinct with our locality. And in our case, even if there is a peace and order issue in our locality, because people are told that in Zamboanga you find a very vibrant Chavacano speaker, people come. Now, you imagine if there is nothing unique about our city, there is nothing distinct about our city, what is there for tourists to visit the city? Wala. So there's a practical value.
Is Chavacano dying? If so, how and why?
Okay, is Chavacano dying? In Zamboanga, not, of course, it's thriving. But in other places, I forget to mention this one. Of course, when I mentioned a while ago, Chavacano started from Cavite. Well, there are variations of Chavacano. There's Ternate Chavacano, there's Ermita Chavacano, there's I forgot the others. When it started with, there are also dialects. There are different variations of such. So in Cavite, it's dying. Okay. There's even documentary in the Hawi Sagardino where I was disappointed about this documentary. He had a documentary about Chavacano. However, he only featured Cavite. He didn't feature Zamboanga. He only mentioned Zamboanga as a footnote, but not in general sense. But in his documentary in Cavite, it was clear that it was dying because the children of those speakers are already influenced by Tagalog because Tagalog is the dominant language in Luzon. So I can say it's dying in Luzon, in Cavite. But in Zamboanga, it's dying because, of course, the city government is using it. Majority of Zamboangueños are using it. Maybe you have in Conyo versions such as this. Basically, those are evidences that Chavacano is thriving and will continue to be dynamic as like culture does. Culture is dynamic, flexible.
Chavacano is dying because kita mismo mga Zamboangueños at kamata ko ng Chavacano. Maskin iyo gani Chenebes, tanggil tita menyo kay tapod iyo conversa, maskin mataman na kumigawan Chavacano, tapod iyo mas facile man mix con el English pati el Chavacano, pati ustedes tamen taman mix yakat kita no amo sa tabla kita tamuri gayot el Chavacano. Por eso siguro pwede kita inkontra con ese ali na mga far-flung areas na monte, ali lang sila lang el tausa gayot Chavacano, akil real gayot Chavacano. Akan mga biho-biho ya pa.
Is Chavacano dying? Do you think it's dying? It's evolving. And I was growing up, we never used the word ka. There was no ka in. Onde ka anda? Onde ko anda, no? Or if you were to be more respectful, onde ustedes anda, onde ko anda. But now, it's evolving in a sense, no? But I don't think that it's dying. It's very much alive. I go to the mountains, I go to places in America, in Europe, in Manikaan, in Ipil. There are Chavacano speakers who are very proud of saying, Chavacano yun. Oh, okay, very good.
What can you suggest to the youth to preserve Chavacano?
Speak it. Not to be ashamed to speak it, to learn it by heart, because it's our unique language. Yes, you learn Filipino, Tagalog, because you need that in social studies. That is what prompted my children to speak more, my grandchildren to speak more of Tagalog with their parents in order to help them in their araling panlipunan. But let us not forget our mother tongue, Chavacano, because it's so beautiful. So speak it. If there are songs in Chavacano, sing it. Let us encourage our people, not only the youth, everyone to speak Chavacano. So try to learn it because you want to learn it.